hope you're having a great day so far. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to use actually I'm being told the letters, so we're going to start with the letters. I had the numbers there, but I got told to use the letters instead. So that's what we're going to do. So these may have special meaning to you. You're going to know if they're initials for a name, a place, whatever it is. J, W, H, M, L. Interesting. So this is a chance sort of for your spirit guides to step forward and let you know that this is going to be a more personal message to you. I'm going to pull a couple more because I'm still seeing the word letters. So that's my cue to keep going. We have X, P, G, and V. Interesting. And now I am being told the numbers, so now we're going to move to the numbers and we'll see what comes forward for your read. Let's see. 10, 21, 27. I'm going to pull a few more here. We have 18. The month of October is going to be important to somebody in this read. 29, 9, 16, and the month of May. Alrighty, so you guys are going to know if this has a special meaning to you. And we'll get started. We're going to use these oracle cards right here. We'll see what message comes through in your read, what tarot feels like you need to hear, what's most relevant to you here. We have desert. Interesting. And dark matter. That's weird. Cave is protection. In all of these cards, I keep feeling like alone, alone, alone. Someone feels alone. Someone feels like they're going through a journey alone. Or something has occurred in their life that makes them feel alone. We have fire as well. South and east. And it's nice to have south and east next to each other because they tell me that this is just a new chapter. This is just a new adventure that somebody's going through. It's a fresh change in their life. But I feel like it came out of a catalyst that somebody would definitely consider negative. It wasn't like a waking up one day and like, hey, I'm going to go traveling. I'm going to start this new chapter in my life next few years. I'm just going to go traveling. I'm going to enjoy the world. It was not that. It was like born of something, some sort of a circumstance that came about that somebody did not choose for themselves. I do feel like it was something that brought grief. It was something that brought loss. It was something that brought this level of, what is it? Is it feeling lost? I'm going to grab some more because I'm getting the energies. I'm getting the emotions. I'm just trying to put it all into words for you guys here. Ooh, those guys came shooting out. What were they? So we have rock. Rock represents endurance. Endurance. North, expansion. And Adams is building. It's like somebody, whatever this was, it like took away the direction that somebody's life was going in. Whatever this big change was that occurred, I feel like they were working towards something for a very long time. I don't know if this was a career that somebody had for a long time. And for whatever reason, they don't have it anymore. And it's like, where do I go from here? Now what do I do? It's like having to build from the ground up again is what I get with this Adams card. We're having to start all over again, having to rebuild. Bushfires, fury. It's funny, bushfires lands right on top of the fire card. But the number at the top of the bushfire card is 10. And 10 represents completion and the beginning of a new cycle. It's also cleansing. It's also cleansing. This is going to be one of those blessings in disguise. Where whatever it was, it's like a huge dramatic change in somebody's life. Something that someone would not have chosen for themselves. But circumstance brought it about. And yes, it's hard to sort of figure out where to go from there. But I do feel like it might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road. It's once somebody's further into this journey, they're going to look back and they're actually going to be grateful that all of this happened. Because I do see that something is changing for the better for someone. We also have speed, which represents movement and home. Earth represents home. This is like coming home. Coming home. I almost wonder if somebody's actually moving. Because all this occurred, like having to move back home, having to move back to like their hometown or where their family is from. Because I don't just feel like speed and movement, like things are going to change really quickly. I feel like actually moving, packing up and moving, having to live somewhere else. And having that Earth card sitting next to it that also represents home. It's like somebody having to move home. There is some sort of a travel here, especially with that South card representing adventure. It is a new adventure. Whatever this person is doing in their life, this is a new chapter. It will bring positivity. We have marine life. It represents richness. So I do see, like I said, now I was already getting that in the cards. This will be a positive change for someone, but it feels fucking bumpy. It is a bumpy change. Passion and oceans. So definitely some grief over loss, definitely lots of emotions coming along with whatever the catalyst was for this change. I feel like unexpected is the word that I'm being told. It was an unexpected change. Somebody did not plan for this. They had sort of their set path that they were on. That rock tells me that they were doing this for a while. Whatever this path was, they were taking it for a while. So definitely feeling like they had the rug pulled out from under them and being like, well, now what the fuck do I do? Now where do I go? What do I do? But I keep getting this oceans card, this bravery card. What it always makes me think of is that world this figure is trying to balance on. That world is going to turn. Whether she likes it or not, that world is turning. It represents change in our life. Our lives change. Change comes. Whether we like it or not, there's always some form of change happening. And sometimes you need to be able to go with it and embrace it, to have any control of steering it in any direction, because if she tries to dig her heels in and stand still and refuse that change, that world is still going to turn under her feet and she's going to land on her butt. That's what it always makes me think of. And I'm somebody who doesn't like change. I'm somebody who takes very slow to it. So as one of my challenges, if you've been watching for a while, you know that was part of my New Year's resolution, is to be able to be open to different changes and to not be afraid of evolving. And this card always reminds me of that, of being able to embrace what's coming forward and to remember everything happens for a reason. If a change has come into my life, it's because it's supposed to. It's supposed to help me on my journey. There's something I'm supposed to learn. It's supposed to help to take me to where I'm supposed to go. And I do feel like this is part of somebody's journey as well. Wind, it represents change, but it also looks extremely chaotic. And that is what this feels like right now for someone. Because I feel like somebody had their direction all picked out. Like they were happy to just keep sailing in the direction that they were going. Maybe it got them everything they wanted in life. Maybe it didn't, but it was comfortable. It was familiar. And it's something they were willing to keep with. It's something they wanted to keep with. They did not choose for this change to come about in their lives, which is what makes it feel hectic, because they never took time to think about, if this doesn't work, what else would I do? You know, there was no plan B. That was their plan. That was the direction that they were going. They were enjoying moving in that direction. And so now they're like scrambling for a plan B. So lake represents depth here, not death. Jeez Louise. And plants represents growth. I feel like these cards are extremely opposite. I feel like they're completely different ends of the spectrum. I'm being shown like a pendulum swinging back and forth. They're like two extremes. And I feel like it's up to somebody which extreme they go to. It's up to somebody which direction they go in this lake. I feel like being lost in depth, being lost in that sense of loss, in that sense of grief, in that sense of confusion, in fear and uncertainty. And then I feel like this oceans card embracing change and accepting it for what it is, and that it is what it is, and sort of being like, okay, now I need to start moving forward. And this is the result that gets. It's that growth. It's that evolution. I also feel positivity, like it allows opportunity to step in. It's like room is being made for opportunity to come forward. We also have air, which represents motion. I'm going to tell you, I still see travel within it. Travel, I get pulled back to speed. I get pulled back to earth. This movement, home, moving home. But I also feel within it other changes occurring. They're very small ripples. I'm being told like ripple effect. Like one little choice, how one little choice can change a lot of different events in our life, taking us to a certain place where other things can occur. to make equal the equator. Somebody's going to be coming back into balance. The number at the top of this card, too, is 5. And 5 represents change. This change is happening for a reason in somebody else's life. It's happening to bring somebody back into balance, to bring their life back into balance. We have magnetism, which represents attraction, too. I'm being told that somebody will attract opportunities if they're willing to embrace this growth card, if they're willing to sort of go in that new direction, embrace that change, embrace the new chapter, and open up to opportunities. Opportunities are gonna come. It's really weird. It's like you're sitting and you're being like, where the hell am I gonna work? What am I gonna do? And then something pops up like an alert on your phone from like a job website that you've been looking at, and it's like just the job you were hoping would pop up. And this is what it is. It's like as soon as you're open to that and you're like, okay, things have changed. There's no going back. Now what do I do going forward? I need to start making a plan. I need to start seeking things out. You're going to start finding those things. Those things are going to start coming forward because this change is actually meant to happen in your life. We're going to grab, what tarot deck are we going to grab here? I'm getting pulled to these guys, actually. I wasn't even going to use them today, but I'm getting pulled to these ones, so these are the ones we're going to use. See what they have to say about your read. Holy cow, we had a bunch wanting to pop out. Scooch those forward. Star card. Interesting. The star card represents inspiration. It represents clarity and hope for the future. This just keeps telling me, having it sit next to magnetism too, is like, you will find those opportunities. Those opportunities will come. Things will start availing themselves to you as long as you've made space for them. Burdens, the 10 of Wands. I feel like it's hard to see things like that as long as you're in sort of this 10 of Wands, as long as you're feeling heavy, as long as you're in this dark matter, this cave, this solitude, the desert, and sort of like this protect mode and sort of closing in and shutting down. There's no room for anything to come in because you're just feeling these burdens right now. But being able to start releasing those, being able to accept whatever this change is, that this change has happened, you can't fix it, you can't undo it, you don't have a time machine, that now it's all about moving forward and the next chapter. I actually feel lighter when I'm saying that, when I'm bringing that forward, so I do feel like that's what it's going to do for you. It's going to be freeing. It'll still come with uncertainty. It's still going to come and be sort of like scary about what is it going to be because you don't know what opportunity is coming forward. But having faith and trusting in the universe that everything happens for a reason. And what steps forward into your life is what's meant to step forward. We also have the Lovers card. The Lovers card doesn't always represent a romantic relationship though, guys. Sometimes it speaks to someone who's a Gemini. A lot of times it speaks to choices that have to be made in relationships. I'm going to keep pulling cards to see where it all fits in because I keep getting pulled back to that Earth card and home. So I feel like it's going to speak to some of the relationships around you, possibly moving home. Page of Pentacles is prospects. And the 9 of Wands is fear. Decisions. This is having to do with moving home. This is having to do with your transition, with moving. I also feel like it's speaking to other things other than relationships and opportunities that step forward and having to make decisions at the bottom of this Page of Pentacles card, it does say prospects, but I don't feel like it's necessarily speaking to relationships with others. I do feel like that's part of it. So this read might resonate for multiple people, and that's why it's not pinpointing for me and why it comes forward that it can be multiple things. But I do feel like those prospects, worrying about what they're going to be, trying to seek them out, everything that has to do with change and looking for something new and new opportunity, it does bring about fear that it's not going to work. But then I get pulled back to 10 of Wands and burdens. Those burdens, that fear is a burden. That fear is part of the burdens that are going to block things from coming your way. Education, that's interesting, that Page of Swords. On communication, this might be an opportunity for you to start something new, to learn a new task, to learn perhaps a new career, perhaps a new job. This is like a chance to almost like reinvent your life, to change it, whatever it was that you were doing that you did enjoy, to be able to try and find something that is geared towards that, but maybe doesn't have those elements of things that you didn't want. This might be sort of that opportunity to step away from something that wasn't working too. You might look back and go, you know what, I really didn't like doing that. Like, yeah, it paid the bills. Yeah, it was okay in this way or this way, but I really didn't like this part of it. This is actually a chance to find something where you don't have to deal with that. Conclusion's interesting. Ten of Swords. Endings, like this chapter coming to an end. But there's more to it than that. It's like the way that you look at it and what you are actually losing. That's what it is. What are you actually losing when this thing came to an end? Were you losing, you know, if this was a career, were you losing like the most exciting fucking career in the world that paid you tons of money that you absolutely could not wait to get up and go to work every single day? Or was this like something that, you know, you knew how to do and you were good at and it paid the bills and it was tolerable? You know, what is it? What is it that you were actually losing? Was it a relationship that was like deep and meaningful and soulmates and this person was everything you ever wanted in a partner? Or was it like, you know, we argued a lot and we fought about this and this person never quite picked up the slack or never quite stepped up to the plate in this way, shape, or form? What was it that you were actually losing? Being able to define that too might help with letting some of this go. We do have Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles represents starting to see the fruits of your labor. And I do feel that it comes with an outlook. It comes with a change of the way that you see this situation and being able to embrace this change and being able to move with that earth that's turning under your feet, being able to roll with it. So we have the Ten of Cups next to it, which is completion. So being able to accept that completion, that conclusion, being able to accept that ending and to start looking at moving forward and what that looks like. Like I said, that is going to be the turning point for you. I do feel like that is going to be the thing that allows opportunities to step forward. And it might feel stupid. It might sound stupid when I say things like that. That, you know, it'll show up, it'll drop in your lap, but blah, blah, blah. And you're like, Desiree, you're full of shit. Sorry, I've actually experienced this before. Is like, just when I need the change the most, when I'm open to it, when I'm like, you know, throw it out to the universe. What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? I've actually had an old employer call me back within like 5 minutes of me thinking this thought and being like, hey, I heard you were looking for work. Do you want to come back? You know, like shit happens for a reason. It wasn't my dream job, but it was where I was supposed to be at the time. There were lessons I had to learn from it, and I had to be there to learn it. So when things come to you like that, there's a need to embrace that and accept that that's somewhere you're supposed to be. There's something you're supposed to learn from that. Everything happens for a reason, guys. Ace of Cups, new beginning, satisfaction as well. Whatever this is that comes forward, this new opportunity that steps up for you, once you start embracing this change and these changes do start happening, you start moving into new things. I feel a different outlook. I feel a different outlook on everything that's happened, on what you've lost in the past and how you view that. Like it won't be such a deep loss because you'll have other things that sort of fill that space. And some of those things are going to fill it better than what was there before. Judgment is action. And the High Priestess is inner voice. Listen to your inner voice. Listen to your intuition. Trust your intuition to guide you. Four of Swords is recuperation, taking time to heal. I also don't feel like taking time out of everything to heal. I actually feel like this process and being open up to change and having change come forward and embracing it, like that entire change and things that you're going to be going through, every choice that you make, every experience that you have, everything that you're open to is going to be part of your healing process. So this is not like taking a vacation. Isn't like, you know, just going wherever for, you know, a week or two and spending time to heal your heart. No, actually, as you start doing all of this, this is part of your healing process. This is part of your rebuilding. This is part of your finding happiness again, to release this loss from the past and to see it as an opportunity to come into something new. Ace of Wands, new beginnings. And the Queen of Swords, independence. And I do feel like this gives you that chance to sort of define something new in your life, because there's space for something new to come in. Because yes, there's this loss, but this loss took up space so that nothing new could start up for you. The world card, completion. We're getting so many completions, endings, chapters coming to an end, new chapters starting, crossroads, a chance to try something new. And the Hangman is perfect. He tells me that you can be successful in life. The only thing that can possibly hold you back here is you. And this is what I felt in that lake card being next to the plant card. It's like we can stay in the depth of the lake and being sad and grieving this loss. And that's sort of where things are going to stay at. Or we can embrace the change like this plants card speaks about and use it as a chance to grow and to find something new and fresh in our lives. And it's like, so it's up to you which way it goes. It is up to you. But you are more than capable of having it go the positive way. You are more than capable of benefiting from it. King of Wands, passion. You know, might be time to follow a passion, embrace a passion, make time for a passion, something that maybe you didn't have time for before. Death, release, again, endings. Right next to the ace, new beginnings, charisma, guidance. I think it might be time to take up something new or something you haven't been doing in a while, something you let fall by the wayside, a passion, time to try something different. Whatever one of these opportunities, oh, that's what it is. Whatever one of these opportunities is that comes forward to you and just opens into your life, it's something you wouldn't have sought out for yourself. You actually really friggin' enjoy it and it becomes a passion. That's what I'm being told. It's extremely unexpected. It's nothing you would have chosen by yourself, but it's something that brings you a great sense of satisfaction and fulfillment, which is part of why all of this came about, to be able to take you to something that's more fulfilling than where you were at. Alrighty guys, I hope that you enjoyed that read. Please feel free to comment. I love hearing from you guys. Have a great day.